Welcome back, tutors, to the We Don't Know Toots podcast, the most uneducated music podcast there is in the world and the most entertaining music podcast there is in the world, probably. It's the most wonderful time of year. It's the season for Spotify Wrapped. That's right. Spotify
It's my
Wrapped
favorite holiday.
just came out. So we're going to go over, talk a little bit about who everyone in the world loved and who me and Rob loved this year. I've got some surprises on my list. Rob, yours just kind of surprised me just because I know you're listening.
Mine took some twists and turns, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So first, let's it's so obvious. Like if I was asked, hey, Steven, for $2,000, who do you think was Spotify's most listened to artist in 2023, I would be confident I'm walking away with that $2,000. So Rob, for $2,000, who do you think the most streamed artist was on Spotify?
Bad Bunny.
No way you got it wrong. Taylor Swift.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever actually even heard a Bad Bunny song in my life.
Dude, you know what's
Not
wild
even by
though?
accident.
I don't know if you're saying that on purpose. Past 3 years, it was Bad Bunny.
Oh, for real? I knew he was popular. That's why I made a joke. I knew it was Taylor Swift, but I wanted to get it wrong.
Yeah.
But no, I genuinely don't think I've ever heard a Bad Bunny song.
Yeah, neither have I. So I guess past 3 years it had been Bad Bunny. But Taylor Swift had 26 billion streams. That's wild, dude.
That's a lot of streams. Imagine just getting like 50 cents per stream.
Yeah.
That's still $13 billion.
It's not, it's actually only
just off of streaming.
It's like 3 cents per stream or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, I mean, who?
You know how, so this year on Spotify Wrapped, you got like video messages from your favorite artists or whatever?
Yeah.
Did you see someone had Weird Al? Did you see the video he made?
No, I didn't. What was
it? He was like, oh, thanks so much for like all the listens. I had like 4 billion streams this year, so that means I got $10 and I spent it on a nice sandwich. So thanks for the streams and thanks for the sandwich.
I just that's funny. Yeah. So I'm looking it up. I guess she made over 100 million from royalties on Spotify.
Jeez. Good for her. She's killing it.
And then the amount that she makes from her concerts, because she was supposed to make over $1 billion just from her tour, is what I read.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I was wrong. It's not 3 cents. 0.0035 cents. So
what? That's horrible.
Yeah. So she's got to get about 3 streams to make 1 cent. That's crazy.
That's immoral.
Yeah. So
I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad. That's awful.
Yeah. So that sucks for her. But so behind her, Drake, Morgan Wallen, The Weeknd, and Bad Bunny. The Weeknd kind of surprised me too. I know they're super famous. Yeah, I know they're super popular, but that surprised me that if this list I'm reading, if that's in order, it's
I didn't know. I didn't even like hear any new music from him this year.
Yeah. You know, you were talking about I've never heard a Bad Bunny song or Not on Purpose. I didn't up until like 2 years ago. I didn't know Bad Bunny was a dude. He did that sneaker collab.
I knew what he looked like a little bit, but I didn't know that.
He did that sneaker collab.
I don't know what his music sound like.
Did the sneaker collab with Adidas, and so like I saw someone post him wearing it. I'm like, Bad Bunny's a 6'2" dude. I don't even know if he's like super tall. I think, isn't he?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. So, but that blew my mind. I just assumed Bad Bunny was a chick, and because the shoes were like pink too, so that's just kind of like that just kind of played into it. But I was like, oh. Hello. So, but on a worldwide scale, Miley Cyrus's "Flowers" was the most streamed song of the year. 1.6 billion listens.
That came out this year? Or did that just like in general, just not the top new track, just the top track?
Yeah, that's the top track. But that came out.
Okay.
That came out this year, I thought.
Oh, did it? I thought it was like last year.
Oh,
maybe 2023, sure enough.
And then
Bad Bunny's Creepin' by Metro Boomin, that's a good song. I'm just going down the list trying to find one song that I know. I know Creepin', Die For You, The Weeknd Again, Unholy, Sam Smith. I know that one. Starboy, The Weeknd. Okay, so it's The Weeknd didn't put out any new music. People just decided to listen to his old stuff a lot.
Go buck wild. That's impressive. He's got that much draw to be just number 3 or 4 or whatever it was. Yeah. Man.
Sweater Weather by The Neighborhood, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, Blank Space, Taylor Swift. So I know a handful of these songs.
What do you
Tyler,
think?
The Creator.
What do you think the most popular podcast was?
Oh, I don't listen to a ton of podcasts, which probably sounds pretty hypocritical to say on a podcast.
I'm surprised you don't know this, though, because I don't either, but I knew this.
I'm trying to think of like what a popular podcast is. I don't know, maybe something with Tom Segura and Theo Von, or I'm guessing something Theo Von.
No, he's been on it, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure I've seen a video of him on it.
Okay, I'm gonna feel stupid when you tell.
The Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, duh.
I thought I heard it was getting. I thought I had heard that it was losing popularity this year, but clearly not. And then I don't know. Call Her Daddy was number 2. Huberman Lab, no idea. Anything Goes, no idea. Anything Goes with Emma Chamberlain. And so that doesn't help me. I don't know who that is. And On Purpose with Jay Shetty. So I don't know any of those podcasts.
Well, all right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. All those ones.
We're definitely not making any enemies here by saying
Classic Emma Chamberlain. I mean, she deserved the top spot.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to see her in top
podcaster
5.
For sure. Yeah.
So that was informative. I don't know any of those people. I guess maybe I should. I just most of my music listen comes when I'm sitting at a desk at work,
and
or sitting on my laptop at home, and so. I kind of prefer to actually listen to podcasts, and so
exactly. The only time I really listen to podcasts is like when I'm driving to Ohio, or like just any long road trip when I can actually listen. Because at work I'm usually I always have music in, but there's always people talking to me and we're doing stuff, so I can't focus on what's being said. I did try to listen to a podcast a couple of days ago and I just missed everything. I was like, well, that was a waste of 10 minutes. I don't even know what happened here.
See, back when I worked construction, that's when I actually listened to all my podcasts, because it's not like construction I'm building huge, skyscrapers with all these equipment going around, like remodeling. So I'm inside, putting trim up or drywalling, and so I'd throw a podcast on, and I knew it'd be 4 episodes, and it's lunchtime. So,
yep, yeah, I can't do that because I can, if I'm working by myself, I could, but I'm typically with someone else.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Rob, what was your top listen to podcast?
Yeah, that does it for the world. Like I said, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to one regularly. So, as soon as I start listening to one, it's going to be the top podcast. It's 2 Bears, 1 Cave with Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, and that's a hilarious podcast.
It is hilarious.
Yeah,
that one makes the road trips go by quick.
Tom Segura is one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, dude, he's so funny.
Comedians.
He's so funny.
He's so good. Comedians that don't 100% rely on crowd work are always so much better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
hard to rely on crowd work when thousands of people come to your show.
Yeah,
makes it a little less sincere.
Yeah,
but I got kind of a more intimate thing.
I got a video today of, it was, I don't remember what his name is, but he has that mullet with the side shaved off. But
Theo Von?
No, it's not Theo Von. But he kind of looks
like the side shaved off.
He kind of looks like a little less redneck Theo Von.
Oh, is it the fat guy with the glasses?
No, he's not fat. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's still like I've seen enough of his stuff, but he like was doing crowd work and he just goes, "So what do you do, man?" And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm a farmer." And he's like, "Oh man, that's crazy, man. That's awesome, wild, dude." I'm like, "No, it's not. He's a farmer. You're in freaking Idaho, and you came upon a farmer. Like, you don't act like your mind's
what are
blown
the
right
odds?"
now." So I don't know. I like it's a kind of funny to watch, but yeah. But Bert Kreischer, did you see Bert Kreischer's movie? Have you seen that yet?
No, dude, I haven't. I don't know why I haven't.
I haven't seen it yet. I was
Been sitting
curious.
on my list for forever.
I forgot he had a movie. So look at that. King of podcast, king of stand-up, and now king of Hollywood. Wow.
What can he do?
Yeah. We should get him as a guest on our podcast. I feel like he totally would.
He seems like the natural first guest. Like, he seems like the right first guest for us to have.
Yeah, just the baby stepping stone.
Plus, he's already so huge in the music scene, so.
Yeah. So I feel like people would only respect his music choices because of how good they would be.
What was your number one podcast?
So I don't listen to podcasts at all. So my number one was one that Alyssa would pull up episodes to called Psychopedia, and it's
okay.
It's
Let me
one
guess,
of those
a true crime or unsolved murder.
Yeah, true crime podcast.
Yep.
I think it's do you know the Instagram guy Tank Sinatra?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his podcast.
Okay.
So it's him and another person. So that was my top one, and then the one I actually listen to is it's for a business networking group I'm in. They have a podcast that I get credits for listening to, and because you have like a member score basically to prove that you're a good member, and that goes towards it. So it's basically just like listening to propaganda. I call it sipping the BNI Kool-Aid, but I just listen to their BNI Power of One podcast. It's not bad for business owners. So if you're a business owner listening to this, BNI has a couple podcasts, and then their founder Ivan Meisner has a podcast. But yeah, I mean I listen to it and suffer through like an hour, so because you get credit for every hour, and then I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I barely listen to it. Like, so little podcasting or listening is done.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
I think the only other podcast I listened to this year was like the occasional basketball, like recap podcast, NBA recap. And like that was like maybe three times this whole year I decided to listen to that.
I tried listening to Spotify. Actually had, like, Duolingo has a podcast on Spotify, and I'm trying to be good with my Duolingo's 32-day streak or something like that right now. So what's up?
Oh baby.
But so I tried listening to that a little bit, but like I said, like I was at work, so I'm like trying to listen to that to slightly improve my Spanish, but also I was trying to work, so I just was not paying attention to it at all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know how to do. I feel like Duolingo in a podcast format would be tricky.
It wasn't bad. They would read a story, and like half of it would be like, Maria sat down and picked up her necklace, and then like she would start talking to her grandma and would talk in Spanish, and then like it would give like half in Spanish, half in English. Mm-hmm. I really only listened to like one or two episodes, so I don't know if this is how all of them are, but it was not bad. So if you listen to trying to learn Spanish, I actually would recommend that if you have time to sit and listen to it.
Fair enough.
All right, let's get
moving on to the actual music of it all.
Let's get on to what everyone here came here for, what our crowd is looking for.
We talked about the world's music. Now we talk about the important stuff.
Here's our top artists.
Our music.
The people that should have gotten number one and probably were really close, if I had to guess.
If I have anything to do with it.
Yeah. All right.
I'm always putting in work for my people.
Also, not a hot take. I hate seeing how annoyed people get when other people post their Spotify rap. I'm like going through everyone.
I love seeing people Spotify rap.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed that you listen to music. Don't let people who are bitter and depressed ruin your fun.
Yeah. They're like, I just listen to myself cry every night. That's what a man does.
And if I could post it on Instagram, I would.
Yeah, so I like looking at
I'm not saying I'm not
rap.
judging some of your terrible music taste. If I see like I remember seeing Machine Gun Kelly in someone's top 5, I'm like, oh my gosh, why?
Well, that's interesting. Top 5. Our brother Isaac Frank Sinatra was like fifth.
Yeah, well, he listens to a lot of jazz. I remember one year his top 5 genres, one was sea shanties, and it wasn't like as a meme. It's because he listens to it while playing Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, his top 5 this year was pretty random.
Yeah, it was.
It made no sense, and up there was Frank Sinatra that didn't match anything else. But all right, we'll go one by one, Rob. I'm gonna give my top 5 or my top. Well, I'll start at number 5. New Found Glory, because we went to that concert.
Oh yeah.
And so I have several of their songs in my playlist anyways.
Oh yeah, I have a majority of them, yeah.
And so there was like 2 weeks where this is all I listened to was New Found Glory with the Starting Line and like all the other bands that were there, but it's mostly New Found Glory and All American Rejects. So luckily All American Rejects didn't get in my top 5. I'd have to explain that. So.
I mean, it would be the worst thing to have to explain, but...
Yeah. But, all right. You're number 5.
My number 5 was Fall Out Boy. I think mainly just because they came out with that album at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Because, obviously I have a lot of their stuff still saved in a lot of my playlists, so whenever I go to my playlist, I'm bound to hit a Fall Out Boy song or two, but there was that time when I was just just listening to a ton of the new album. And I did really like that album, so I was also keeping it on repeat intentionally.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of seeing, though. Like, I'm looking at my top 5, and I'm like, yeah, New Found Glory, I sat and purposely listened to them. But the rest of these, I'm like, I just shuffled through. So, like, Palais Royale, spoiler, is not in my top 5. I thought they would be because there was, like, a couple weeks where I was listening to a lot of their music because I wanted to see how much I liked them, and I like them a lot. So I figured they'd be in the top 5, but they're not. So, but all right, my number 4 though, Story So Far. That's one of the bands where I guess I just have enough of their music saved where they slid on in there. So,
dude, that's crazy. That was my number 4.
Oh my goodness, we need more diversity, Rob.
Spoiler alert, me and Steven have seen each other's Spotify rap, but I did forget that our number 4s were both Story So Far. I didn't know they both came in at the same spot.
I was surprised at our similarity, honestly. Like, I know we listen to a lot of the same music, but I feel like we listen to several of the same music, but the stuff I listen to that you don't listen to, and there's a lot of stuff that you listen to that I don't listen to. Both sides pretty heavily, so I thought it would mix up our top a lot, but nope.
Nah.
So
I ain't surprised.
All right, here's my shell shocker. This is 100% my wife's doing. Number 3 is Lady Gaga for my top 5.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. So
explain.
So she went on like this couple weeks where she hardcore binged Lady Gaga, and it was enough to make it number 3.
Yeah, I remember it kept coming up in our blend. I was like, man, Steve, listen to a lot of Lady Gaga recently.
Yeah, so I didn't expect that. I had no idea that would be up there because I've never listened to her. Like, obviously I heard her music and stuff like that, but I was never going to listen to her. So she listened to her enough to her. And Lady Gaga's an artist. I'm not taking away that she doesn't deserve, but just wasn't what I thought. If I had to guess what my top, I think
she got a lot of hate, especially in our growing up Christian circle. She got a lot of hate when she first came onto the scene, and there was for some reason that rumor that she had a penis. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know where that came from. So I was like molded to hate her when she first came onto the scene. But yeah, she's definitely a very talented artist. So I'm not surprised that people would put her in the top 5.
Yeah. So, and she has a lot of those songs that were like iconic 2000 songs, and she still.
Oh yeah, she had a lot of hits.
Yeah. So, because I went through my whole 2023 playlist, and I was like, oh yeah, wow, oh yeah, like all these songs. I was like, oh, I forgot that Lady Gaga made that song. Like I was like, I used to have that song memorized.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my number 3. Rob, do you have a similar artist to Lady Gaga in your number 3?
Not quite. My number 3 was Mac Miller.
It's pretty much the same.
He's well, yeah. He stays in my top 5 year round. I just love Mac Miller. I don't know why no one else in my circle really likes Mac Miller, but I do.
Yeah, because you kept putting him. You tried a couple times to put him into the Music League submissions.
Yeah, and I tried a couple of different sounds like from different like eras, but none of them clicked.
I like the ones that you. So you have. I don't know if you have it in. I don't know if it's in the meme playlist or what playlist that you have some of the music in that I consistently listen to, but I like the ones you have added. I've never really gone and tried to listen to them though, to be honest.
Yeah,
I should.
I did send it to you at one point. I made a video with that Family Guy edit with a Mac Miller song on it.
Oh yeah.
I want us to post on our page at some point.
Yeah. All right. My number 2, the runner-up, State Champs, that's kind of funny. The runner-up, State Champs.
Oh boy. Wordplay.
That honestly, like number 2, that surprised me. Because like I know I have a lot of their songs.
Oh, okay.
But like did they come out with a playlist? They might have come out with a new album this year. Now that I think about it.
It was last year.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know why they got into my top, but they did.
They made it into Durbin's too.
Nice. Durbin's so cool. What a cool kid. Yeah.
Catching up.
I mean, State Champs is a fantastic band. Like,
oh yeah.
Their like first several albums have like almost no misses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like The Finer Things is such a good album.
That Finer Things album is 10 out of 10 from front to back.
Yeah.
No misses on that album. And it makes me so nostalgic every time I listen to that album because that was like the first like real concert that I ever went to. Like we went to the small hometown like Christian concerts.
Yeah.
But like the first like out of the house, doing my own thing, listening to my own music concert was State Champs, Tonight Alive, and All Time Low.
Yeah.
And that's when that kicked off my love for State Champs.
Yeah.
I've seen them like 5 times now.
Anytime, like The Finer Things album would just like is my ideal like concert album too. Like the ebb and flow of that album, like different kind of songs that are in it, but still like punk rock music. It's just such a good. State Champs is a fantastic concert. It's been a while since I've been to one, but I've always enjoyed their concerts.
Yeah, agreed.
So, all right, Rob, you're number 2.
Okay, well, my number 2 and my number 1 tie for the biggest plot twist of my Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah,
because my number 2 was Logic, and Logic has been my number 1 ever since Spotify started doing Wrapped. So like it was like 7 years running or something like that.
Oh man!
And all of a sudden, and like I assumed he'd still be there because he came out with an album this year, and I still listen. Like I still have a lot of those songs in like that come up on the regular. So I was really surprised to see him at number 2. I mean it makes sense because of my number 1, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Logic at number 2 is an odd place to see him in the history of my Wrapped.
How about you give us your number 1? You go first on the number 1.
Okay. All right. Well, number 1 for me was also like I would not have even put these guys in my top 10. I wouldn't like if I had to sit there and try to guess my top 10. I wouldn't have guessed this band is Amberlin.
Yeah, that
that took me by surprise. When I was going through the slideshow, and I was like, what? I was just sitting there ready for Logic's face to pop up, and it said Amberlin. I was like, whoa, all right.
Yeah.
But I was planning at one point to go to that Furnace Fest in Alabama, which I still wish I had.
And
it was Amberlin, Knuckle Puck, and Reliant K were all going to be there, and I don't know why I didn't go to it. I guess just to save money, but I should have gone to it. But all that to say is, like, I was listening to a ton of Amberlin for like 3 months straight leading up to it before I decided I wasn't going to go. But then I rediscovered like a lot of the songs that I had forgotten about back when like Pastor Luke would listen to Amberlin and all that. It's like, oh, yeah, I haven't heard this song in like 15 years.
Yeah, that was a shocker. Like, yeah, great band, but man, that really, like, I knew you were, because we talked about them on the podcast on a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, I know. I made them one of their songs, one of my recommended songs on the sign out on one of our episodes.
So it's not like they just came completely out of nowhere. Like, at least,
yeah, there was a little bit of intent behind it, I guess, or a little bit of like, it's not a huge surprise that they made top 5, I guess. But I am surprised that they took number 1. I didn't feel like I listened to that much, but I guess I did.
Yeah, but because, I mean, we've shared our Spotify Wraps every year. Like, I've always seen yours, and I was like, Logic. I knew Logic was your top boy. But blew my noodle.
Hey, all right, it's character growth.
Yeah, there you go, Rob.
I'm in my Amberlin era.
Changing, and what would they be dad rock yet? Do you think that might be it?
I mean, just by age probably, but they don't have that sound. They don't have that same sound.
But either way, it's time. You have to have children now. Now that Logic has dropped out, that's part of the Mayan calendar.
Foretold in the prophecy.
My number 1 was Fall Out Boy. So that they're always up there.
I did know that. Yeah,
they're always up in my top. So that was another one we had in common. You had Fall Out Boy for 5. So they're always chilling up in my top 3 at least, and they're consistently number 1, which still is like, I don't go out of my way to listen to them, but they're one of those bands where they have so many albums that are good. Like, there's a lot of bands I like where it's like their first 3 were fantastic albums, and then like after their third is where they start just slowly like changing their sound, and I don't really like it. But like Fall Out Boy held such a good sound for so long that they have all these albums. So I just have a lot of different songs of theirs in a lot of different playlists. So I think that's where that came from. So,
and like I know when we talked about their new album earlier this year, I remember when the single Love from the Other Side came out, I remember telling you that it just had that like old Fall Out Boy feel. So I know after that one came out, I intentionally went and listened to like the whole Fully Adieu and Infinity on Eye albums, like front to back.
Yeah. So
it sparked that itch for me.
Yeah. So the podcast, like us reviewing that album, definitely helped get them up to that top spot, because I listened to that album a lot.
Right.
But yeah, I still have so much of their music saved. So there it is, peeps. Top 5 artists to listen to. For sure. Go back. Always listen to the older stuff. Every single one of my top 5 artists, except Lady Gaga, because I have no idea. You go back, you listen to Fall Out Boy, State Champs, Stories So Far, Newfound Glory. If you listen to all their first albums, Newfound Glories, I don't know, I guess they've got some weird stuff on their first albums. Like some random songs.
They have some like old, like punk stuff.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy.
Yeah. So, but they've all got good old music, and so they've still, Newfound Glory stays pretty solid, though, honestly.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Agreed.
I'll let you start off. Top songs. Give me number 5.
Top songs. All right. You'll know some of them, but the general population is not going to know most of these songs. And you might recognize them because I know I've posted all of these songs on my story at one point, on my Instagram story when I post music. But my number 5 was Better Days by Currents, a band that I just got into this year. But that song has such a nasty breakdown that like just makes you like want to like run your head through a window. Just like bang your head as hard as you can. But yeah, that I didn't like. I guess I said I got into that band this year, but I didn't like. I don't have a ton of their songs saved, but I can listen to a lot of their songs. That album, especially the one that Better Days is on. Oh, and I played that one in Music League too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I went through and listened to their music. I feel like me and you talked about.
Number 5,
All
Better
right.
Days by Currents. Very heavy, very good.
Very cool, Rob. You're so cool. All right, well, my number 5 song is "Power" by Kanye West.
Not a bad top 5.
It's a good song. So I know Alyssa has it in her workout playlist. So that's where
I don't feel like I've ever heard you listen to that. I don't think you and I have ever been in the same room when that song came on.
Yeah, I know the song because it's a popular song, but I know I've got 2 in here that came from that workout playlist. But I mean, so there you go, guys.
Fair
for
enough.
Workouts, if you want my recommendation for it, it's apparently "Power" by Kanye West. So, but anyways, yeah, that I don't really have much to say about it because it's not really even me that listens to it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, my number 4. So I wanted to say I could have guessed 4 out of my top 5 songs. I knew Better Days was going to be in there, and I knew 1 through 3 were all going to be in my top 5. The only one that I was surprised by was number 4 was "Nerve" by Story So Far.
That surprised me too.
It's a great song, and I know it comes up a lot on my shuffle, but like I didn't know that I listened to it that like these other 4 I purposely listened to a lot and purposely did not skip. But "Nerve" I was surprised to see show up. I was also surprised kind of to see "Story So Far" in my top 5, but it is what it is. Great song though.
Yeah, it's a fantastic song. That's my favorite "Story So Far" song. So no judgment coming from me. My number 4, which is not surprising, is "Dying in a Hot Tub" by Palais Royale.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, that's the song. I think Alyssa added it to her playlist that I listen to sometimes. And I was like, that's a good song. And so I went, and that's what made me go and listen to them. And but that song, I think I put that in my own playlist as well. That's a good song and a good band too. So yeah, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I remember you played that one in Music League for the start here for this band's round.
Yeah,
and like I did get like I listened to them for a whole day, and I listened to the ones you told me and everything. That's just I don't know. I like "Dying in a Hot Tub." I do enjoy that song. I think I have it saved 1 or 2 spots, but all the other ones I just couldn't get into. I don't know why. It's not my kind of rock, I guess.
That hurts my feelings. I'm looking to see how it did in that level of the Music League. Oh, our league's gone. Okay.
You can look. You can see it in like completed leagues.
Completed leagues. I don't know how easy it is to. Oh well, this is gonna take forever.
You're gonna have to go through like three different ads to get to it.
Yeah, let's see here, results. But yeah, I'm not surprised to see them at the top because I went through their discography just to see what they've got, and then I went to their radio. Like when you go to that band's radio, I like doing that with a lot of bands because I like Palais Royale's sound. So
yeah, I do that a lot too.
Tied for second place. So tied for first technically. It got second based on whatever their rules are, but yeah, so. Not bad.
Yeah, I like that song. I've liked that. I remember you put that one in the group playlist a while back, so I've liked it ever since then.
All right. Number 3, Rob. Getting on the podium.
My number 3, again, not a shocker to me. "Teardrops" by Bring Me the Horizon.
That's a good song.
A song that song came out like 2 years ago. But
yeah.
For some reason this year just like stayed in the rotation. Just the chorus is just so freaking catchy.
Yeah.
The beat and the lyrics. And then the breakdown is so good. I love the breakdown.
The guitar throughout, like, the heaviness of the whole song throughout the whole thing is so good. That's a great song.
Yeah.
I've got that in my regular James playlist, too. I know.
Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see that in my top 5. But, yeah. So I feel like wasn't that whole album pretty solid? I haven't listened to it all the way through though since it came out.
I did back in the day. I remember it being pretty good. I don't remember a whole lot of standouts, but I remember the whole album being pretty good. I remember they had a song that had baby metal on it. I thought that one was pretty good, even though I obviously can't speak Chinese.
Only the best music podcast hosts can. But Parasite Eve, that's the other one from that.
Yeah, that was the other one that was big.
That song is super good. I love that.
Yeah.
So, all right. My number 3 is another workout one. So, and it's Bonfire by Childish Gambino.
You work out to that song?
I don't. Alyssa has it in hers. So,
I mean, that song's great. I love that song. I wouldn't be able to work out to it, though.
I don't know. Well, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I said that wrong. That's in her just regular. She has a playlist called, I don't know, Synesthesia. And I listen to her playlist all the time. And so I have listened to that song a lot. So that, I don't know if that one would be directly her fault. I've listened to it a lot too.
I have actually also listened to that playlist.
Yeah.
I occasionally go through,
mix.
Like, I go through, like, my friends and siblings' playlists every once in a while to find some new music. So every once in a while, I'll listen to one of your guys' playlists.
Oh, dang.
I know.
Yeah, so I like that song. I'm not hating on it at all, but it still surprised me that it was in. She must really like that song because I listen to it when it comes up in the shuffle. Yeah, so there's my number 3. Woo! All right, runner up for Rob.
Yeah, I guess in general, I'm just surprised a Childish Gambino song made top 5 for you.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, and a Drake song.
I'd be surprised if it made top 5 for me.
And you listen to,
and I feel like I probably listen to him more than you do.
Yeah, I am sure you do. But you had, when we'll get to it, but you had a lot more music to listen to this year than I did.
Well, yeah.
So, all right.
Number 2 for me, again, not a surprise, but another band that I just got into this year. The song is Glass Heart by Caskets. And they got like that new rock sound that I like with a little bit of that old school emo sound that I really like. And that whole album is really, really good. They also just came out with an EP this year, but Glass Heart was by far my favorite song. They had a lot of songs that I kept on repeat this year, and a lot of them did make it into like the total playlist of like top songs of 23.
Yeah.
But that one was definitely my favorite.
Yeah. I don't know them, but I mean, if they've got that emo rock, you said, so sounds like
they were going to be at that Blue Ridge Rock Fest that I also wanted to go to that ended up falling apart at the seams.
Yeah. See our earlier podcast for that.
As was Currents, that the Better Days band.
Oh,
they were supposed to be there too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that I'll give them a listen just because it sounds like music I could be into.
It's good stuff.
I would dabble in for sure. So, all right, my number 2 is Tokyo Drifting. So that's
by Glass Animals.
Glass Animals with Denzel Curry. Yeah, that's
a great song, dude.
It's a fantastic song. I've listened to some other Glass Animals stuff that I like as well. So
yep.
Glass Animals is definitely like a band that I enjoy too. But like even with having like Denzel Curry style music in there, who I don't really listen to, but that whole song is just, I never skip it when it comes up. Just always gets me like hyped. So yeah,
Denzel's verse on that is just fire.
Yeah, it is.
So good.
Just melting the speakers with his flow. Yeah.
For real.
That I definitely recommend that song to anyone who has not heard it, because that's one that I'm like, now I think about it, I'm not surprised it's in my top. When I first saw it, I'm like, that's crazy. But then I realized I'm like, I never skip that song. So
yeah.
But that's my number 2. Rob, what won its way into your heart this year more than any other song?
Number 1, again, a band that I just discovered this year. So it was a good year for new music for me, apparently. But and I knew like in July, I knew that this was going to be my number 1 song because I discovered it at the start of the year and have been jamming it ever since. Like, it's one of those songs like have yet to get tired of it. Every time it comes up in my shuffle, I play it. It's Above My Head by Polaris. And I don't know, the song, it's like they're normally a lot heavier. And this is a heavy song. There's some screaming, some breakdowns, but the chorus is very melodic but really punchy, and it's just the lyrics are really good. The breakdown is I love the breakdown, dude. So just everything about the song just makes me want to rock.
You sent me your top fives and everything, so I went and listened to your top song. I was kind of surprised that was your top song, though, honestly.
Really? Like, I don't know. That song just clicked with me this year.
I know that, like, that kind of style of music is your jam and everything, but I was still surprised. I was like, wow, top song. How much did you listen to that song?
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I discovered it at the start of the year, and, like, I don't know. I guess the breakdown's really good. Like I said, everything just comes together so nicely in that song, and I don't know. Just every time it came up, I just didn't want to skip it. Like, I was like, I don't want to kill this song, but I do want to listen to it again.
I know, I do the same thing. Like, I just struggle to skip certain songs because I love them so much, but I'm like, I'm gonna hate it. Then I'm just gonna be one of those songs that I always skip. Yeah,
but that just never happened for me. And I wish they would, like, show you, like, the exact amount of lists. I know they showed the number one. Like, I'm pretty sure they showed exactly how many times I listened to that song. But I wish they showed, like, all of them so I could see how many more times I listened to number one than number two.
My top song. See, I feel you had a year of new music, so good on you, dude. I guess I did. I didn't really listen to much new stuff this year. I mean, Dying in a Hot Tub was, like, that was Palais Royale was a new band for me this year. That's it. So my number one is Nerve by Story So Far. That's my favorite Story So Far song.
We did have a crossover. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that's still,
that's crazy. Number one. Yeah. I was surprised mine came to number 4. Number one, though.
It surprised me with number one. Like,
I
don't skip it when it comes up, and I guess that's just what constitutes my top 5. So it's
that first part when the drums kick in, that little guitar riff at the start, and then the drums jump in, makes you want to jam.
It's a fantastic song. So, and it's so good live. I love that song.
Oh yeah,
that band, their old music is so good live. Haven't seen their new music live, but I can't imagine it is as good as the old stuff. Those concerts.
No, but I've also really gotten into their new music recently.
Yeah. Well, you gone soft, Rob.
I guess so.
All right. I guess I already know what I was gonna say. We'll guess each other's top genres, but I already know what yours is. Top genre, though. You're surprised me.
I was surprised to see. Yeah, pop punk was my top genre. That was surprising.
That was very shocking, just based on, like, your top artists and your top.
Yeah, my top artists and my top songs.
Top songs. Like, I feel like sometimes Spotify, like, how they classify music can be super arbitrary, and they'll have, like, a bunch of, like, subcategories that, like, people that listen to this subcategory might be into this. So I don't know if that's where, like, it got your pop punk.
Yeah, it's probably a little skewed. But at the same time, I went to 2 concerts this year, and they were both pop punk concerts. So
yeah, good.
I always bone up on the bands that I'm going to, even if I know them really well. I always listen to their music a lot right before the concerts. So.
Yeah. Well, mine was also pop punk, but that's not surprising. I feel like that's what it is every single year. Pop punk or punk rock is what I get every year. I'm so basic, Rob. Compared to you, you're so cool.
I am. I'm so diverse and educated.
You're not like other girls.
I'm built different.
I'm exactly like other girls. Just pop.
Dude, my number 2 category was just rock. Rock. Everything it covers, apparently. Just rock.
I gotta look to see.
That doesn't make any sense.
I gotta pull up my old top category. I don't remember. Rock. Yeah, I don't. Wait, what do you mean that doesn't make sense?
I mean, like I have 3 other kinds of rock in this genre. This little genre sandwich.
So it should be.
Mine were pop punk, rock, rap, alternative metal, and metalcore.
It should be your
top.
Isn't
metalcore, alternative metal, and pop punk all rock? Like, what does rock mean? Are we talking like old school rock, like classics, or like what is rock?
But rock,
like you said, Spotify can be kind of general with their genre labeling.
Yeah. I'm scrolling through trying to find what my top 5 are. I can't remember where this thing is. Oh my goodness. Where does it make that hamburger? That's not it. Oh, I think I missed it already. What? So you have your top 5. What were your top 5 genres?
I just told you there was pop punk, rock, rap, alternative metal, and metalcore.
Oh, gotcha. I missed the rap one. I had rap in mind.
I thought that would be higher. I thought that would be higher because I listened to a lot of rap this year, and like whenever like I played music for my coworkers, like we all the common genre between us all is rap. So whenever it's my turn to play music for everybody, I'm just always playing rap. So I thought rap would be a lot. I thought it might be number 1, but apparently not.
Yeah. Oh, it's apparently the second slide in this whole little presentation thing. So waiting for it to build the whole sandwich. I got a sandwich, not a burger. Oh, no, it starts off as a sandwich. That's right. All right. Show me, dog. Okay, yeah, so pop punk was my top. Yeah, I have rock, too. Just rock. I feel like they just give that to everyone.
Doesn't seem right. Yeah.
Have you seen I saw these memes about Spotify after telling every single person they were in their favorite artist's top 0.5% of listeners. And it's just like Spotify being like, eh. Like everyone thinks that they're their top artist, like number 1 fan because of Spotify rap.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm guilty of falling into that.
Yeah. So it goes pop punk, rock, modern rock, rap, and then pop. So, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never really bought too far into their top genre breakdown, but
yeah, I like to see what my top one was and see if there's any funny things in there, like sea shanties. But yeah, so all right, our grand totals for minutes listened to. I'll do mine because yours is
sure.
Because I know I'm second place. I only snagged about 66,281 minutes this year, so not as much as I thought I would have, honestly. Especially for being...
You really don't know Toots.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay as uneducated as I can. Most of that was just, listening to white noise. I'm just kidding, that's not true. But, yeah, I did not have a lot compared to Rob, who had...
106,608 minutes.
Wow. Wowie bazowie, Rob. You're the only...
top 1% of listeners worldwide.
That's crazy. You're the only person, because I like to watch people's like Instagram stories and see their Spotify, like I said, and I shared it with a bunch of other friends, and you're the only person I know that cracked 100 that I've seen. So I guess
top 1%, baby.
Yeah, top 1. Rob is the 1%.
I'm committed to the grind. I am the 1%.
Your music should be taxed at a much higher rate than mine. So,
too bad.
Yeah, so that's quite a good amount of music. How many days did it say yours was? Mine was like 43 days straight of listening or something like that.
It was 70 something.
2.5 months of
74.
2.5 months of just you never turning off Spotify on your phone.
Cause like I keep an earbud in my ear all day, so it's 10 hours a day of listening to music, and then I listen to music in the shower. Basically, anytime when I'm not gaming, watching TV, or sleeping, I'm listening to music.
Then you gotta listen to music to go to bed, Rob, and then you can double that next year.
That's true. I gotta pump those numbers up.
Yeah, this next year.
Honestly, that's such an easy way. Like, I feel like now that Spotify Wrapped has become really popular, I think people are probably purposely like conflating their stats.
Yeah, just like, oh, I'm gonna leave my phone on charge in the other room. Got it. And it's Spotify.
Gotta play Taylor Swift, so that Taylor Swift, like, people, I'm sure there are people that are like thinking about it like in March. They're like, okay, I want Taylor Swift to be my number 1 artist come Wrapped, so I'm gonna go to sleep and just leave Taylor Swift on loop.
I I think about it, but not like that. Like I think like I'll be listening to a band, I'm like, oh man, this is definitely gonna be.
Oh yeah,
This is gonna be up there.
I think about it all the time, but I never let it like. I'm never like, oh boy, I want my Spotify Wrapped to be cool.
Yeah,
because if I wanted it to be cool, I wouldn't have ended up with pop punk as my number one genre.
What? That's the coolest. Anything with punk in it means you're cool, Rob.
I feel like I've outgrown pop punk.
Oh, I clearly have not, and clearly you have not either, Robert.
Apparently not. I guess I don't know myself. Spotify knows me better than I do.
Yes.
But Spotify also said I was a shapeshifter, was my little personality.
Same.
Because one moment I'm head over heels for an artist, and then the next I moved on. So
yeah, but all the artists you move on to
couldn't
apparently
figure me out.
All the artists you move on to apparently are in pop punk genre. Clearly, where was your?
Yeah,
I got Madison, Wisconsin for my location.
Oh yeah, mine was what was it? Fort Collins, Colorado.
That
what the heck?
No, that was like the dumbest thing. I saw that because all Colorado listens to is like indie and like the sounds of craft beer opening.
Apparently, a lot of Logic and Mac Miller.
I could see Mac Miller. I don't know why. It just makes sense. But yeah, I guess
it's the vibe out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
what about like your overall top songs from the year? Like any surprises, any standouts?
It was. Oh, I'm pulling up my bro. I'm clicking on you, dog. She's So Mean by Matchbox 20 got put in there. So that was, here's I've got for you. I have a song Happier Than Ever by Loveless.
Oh yeah, that's a good song.
That song I love jamming to, and I'm like, this is such a good song. I just found out like a month ago, it's a cover of a Billie Eilish song. I had no idea.
Oh really? Oh,
yeah,
that kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's not even like I don't really have anything against Billie Eilish. It's just that anytime I find these cool songs, and then anytime I find out that it's a cover, I'm always like, dang it, like that's so lame.
I thought you had something special.
Yeah, I thought you made something creative, and you didn't. You stole it. I mean, it is still such a good song, but I haven't listened to it since. It's come up in my shuffle a couple times, and I've skipped it. I'm like, yeah, it's tainted. It's not original. Bummer. Yeah. So
that
sorry,
is a little bit of a bummer to find out.
Sorry, I had to do that to you. But
so you know how the playlist, your top songs 2023, it obviously ranks them like 1 through like 50 or whatever.
Yes.
My number 6 was Go to Hell by Bayside, which I thought would probably be in the top 5. But it was number 6, so just barely edged out.
Yeah.
And then I had a lot of Trophy Eyes songs in.
Really?
Yeah, because that was another band I just got into this year, but like that one album, it's like The American Dream came out in 2018, but that whole album just really good to me. Like I really like that.
Nice. Yeah,
album.
I was surprised you're just now getting into Trophy Eyes. They were going to be at Warped Tour in 2017, I think.
Yeah, I know I'd listened to them in the past, but for some reason this year is the first time that I was like, oh, this is actually like music that I like.
Yeah. It's like a lot of my Spotify, like my top songs are like the new songs I did discover this year because I'll put them into like my top jams playlist or something.
Yeah.
And then anytime they come up, I'm like, it's new. So I always listen to it all the way through. Oh, dude, here's one. Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Okay. I don't have it in any of my playlists. I used to like the song, but with that Music League playlist, like I would listen to the whole Music League playlist and then I would just let Spotify start shuffling songs. And for 2 months, the first song it would play after every single
I hate it when it does that. It does that to me too.
That was freaking Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival. And so there were several times.
To me too.
Oh, it's so annoying. So I was surprised it's not my top song. Dude, it's so I like that made me remove it from my playlist because I had heard it too much. Like I had it in one of my playlists because it's kind of catchy, kind of fun song to listen to. But yeah, no other real surprises. Have
Yeah,
you?
I had a lot of Polaris. Like I said, I just got into them this year, so a lot of Polaris. But
So with Spotify Wrapped came DJ Wrapped. Did you try that?
I just tried it for the first time yesterday. I started playing because I was playing music through my Google Home speakers, and they don't like the DJ itself isn't compatible with those speakers for some reason. So I don't hear him talking to me. So I don't really know what's coming up, like why they're playing what they're playing.
Yes.
So I have to go into the app and look at what it says at the top, and it was playing like similar to your number 4 favorite genre, which was like rock or whatever, metalcore or something.
Yeah.
So like it was playing like I think it was playing like Alice in Chains or something like older grunge rock.
Yeah.
Which I don't really listen to Alice in Chains because that's why I'm saying that. It's like I was surprised, like what the heck am I even listening to? And I had to go and look at it.
Yeah, I didn't realize what it was at first when I clicked on it and it started talking. I was like, "Wow, what?" But I actually liked it because it was like your number 9 artist was 4 Year Strong. Here's some of their songs, and for me at least, it was all songs that I hadn't listened to like this past year, I guess. So I liked it. It was kind of cool. It found songs that were
I've told you to
similar.
try that DJ before. Because the DJ's been around for a little while. It's just right now it's Wrapped themed.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, it just popped up to the top of my playlist, or like when I go to my library, it was at the top. So I just because at first I thought it was my Spotify Wrapped playlist of 2023, so I clicked on it. That's why that's why I used it. So I
kind of like that it's Wrapped themed right now because it was showing me like new stuff or stuff I hadn't heard similar to stuff that I already like. So
yeah, I
cool
liked
way to do
it. So that's a good way to find some music, or if you listen to 106,000 minutes of music, and you definitely need something fresh in there.
Oh, dude, I use all of Spotify's tools. I use the DJ, the day list, Discover Weekly, like everything.
I've used Daylist a lot because it changes at least 4 times a day. So I've really liked that they added that. That was awesome update.
Yeah.
So, all right, dare we move into our suggestions for the week?
Yeah, let's wrap this Bad Nelly up.
Let's Spotify wrap this Bad Nelly up.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that.
No,
dude. That's crazy.
Not. Yeah, that's wild. All right, I don't know if this is lame or cliche, but my top song was Nerve, and so I'm gonna give that as my recommendation this week because it's my recommendation for the year, apparently. So yeah, if you guys don't even know Story so far, listen to their first couple albums for sure, and Rob says their new stuff is good too. So I haven't listened to it since it came out.
It's a different sound, but it's good.
But Nerve by Story So Far is my favorite song by them. It's fantastic.
It's a great song. One of their best. I didn't go with any of my top 5. I guess this would make it number 6, 7, 8, 9. Another band, again, that I just got into this year was Dayseeker. And I know I played one of their songs early on in the Music League. But I don't really know what to describe their sound as. You're just going to have to listen to it. But the song I'm going to recommend is Crying While You're Dancing. It's like a sad breakup song, but it's like I don't know. It's a really good song. I just really like it.
It's perfect for that.
So it's a little sad, but it'll hit you in the feels a bit, but you'll still be able to jam to it. Crying While You're Dancing by Dayseeker.
Very cool. There you have it, tutors. Thanks for listening to us talk about our pristine, impeccable music taste. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
See you later.